Welcome, rock fans, to the Mount Olympus of rock reviews, because it's the MPJ Rock Review Show. I'm Nigel. Welcome to Ian today, to Chris, to Trish, and to Paul.
Good morning.
MPJ, what are we all about? Musical People Journeys. We review all the latest rock albums, rate them out of 5 for our listening pleasure. Will they get into our Hall of Fame? Where will they sit? 404 albums by the end of this month. And over 100 albums so far this year, everybody, just over halfway through the year. So today we are reviewing Pond and their album Stung. Who are Pond? Pond are an Australian psychedelic rock band from Perth, Western Australia, formed in 2008, initially featuring a revolving lineup. But however, since 2016, the band has consisted of Nick J, Shiny Joe Ryan, like that, Jamie and James. The Pond is often heavily associated with fellow Perth-based psychedelic rock band Tame Impala. As members of both groups are longtime close friends and collaborators. Watson is currently a full-time member of both acts. Lead singer Allbrook contributed to both bands from 2019 to 13 before leaving Tame Impala to focus on Pond and his own solo career. Multi-instrumentalists Ryan and Ireland serve as the crew members for Tame Impala's live act. In addition, current Tame Impala members Kevin Parker, Cam Avery and Julien are all former members of Pond. Crikey, very incestuous. And Parker continued to work with the band as a record producer until 2020. Avery collaborated with Allbrook and duo Allbrook Avery. Watson and Ireland sometimes collaborate under the same name, GUM and Ginoli, remixing songs originally recorded by other artists. As of June 24, Pond has released 10 studio albums and 1 live album. Dave, let's start with you, shall we? Heard of Pond? What did you think?
No, I hadn't heard of them. And the fact that they've done 10 albums kind of astonishes me. But I mean, you know, some people are into this sort of thing. This is just, it's not really my sort of ballpark at all. There was just a bit too much going on. It seemed like the styles were all over the place. I've got to admit, there is one song on here that did make my playlist, though. Solo, I thought, great funky tune. Awesome tune, but the rest of the album is just nowhere to that quality at all. It was a one listen. I went, oh, that song's good, I'll add that to my playlist. I'm not going to listen to any of the rest of it again though. And that was it.
Sometimes Ian's the same. We want to listen to him the once and then we don't want to listen to him again, but we have to because he's great. Ian?
Well, I've learned how to press mute and unmute, nice and seamless. Not Paul's level, but it's seamless. Pond. No, never heard of them. They're all right, but again, much like the Mysteries that we listened to this month as well, I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't. I wanted to. I really wanted to, but I couldn't. I agree with Dave. Solo is brilliant. Just that lovely little it reminded me of another song. I think it's a Prince song. The same similar type of riff sound, I think, but I can't think of the song that it rhymes with. For Love Nor Money. But it's I like Boys Don't Crash as well. Thought that was a cool song. But most of it, again, it's got that sort of the psychedelic thing, but also it's got that Netflix soundtrack sound to it as well. Not quite as harsh, as full on as the Mysteries, but again, not really my thing. But I didn't hate it either. So probably the same place as I was with Mysteries, to be honest.
Paul, have you heard of the Pond? Did this sting you into action?
No. Slothy, what are you going to say about Pond?
Sloth.
Oh, right, yeah. That just about sums it all up. It's been 3 years since their last album, 9. And here comes Pond's latest album, Stung, a sprawling record of sync or psych rock, immediate indie pop and funk. Having 14 tracks that last over an hour, you kind of get your money's worth. I believe if I was picking strawberries on a nice summer's day, then this might be the perfect album to have on in the pods. Something in the background that is slightly different and amusing, but with no weight. As a pop album, this goes well. As a rock album, save your money and move on to something with a bit more punch.
Now, are you saying we need to move on and punch Paul? Because it's Trish next, and we dare never do that, would we? We'd never punch Trish. Trish, what do you think?
Yeah, I've never heard of them, so I have no idea what to expect. And what I was met with was a floaty, heady synth, groove, funk, disco mix of an album. So not exactly a rock album itself, apart from some guitarists. I did really enjoy the track, like Dave said, Solo. As an album, it's an easy listen to be played in the sunshine, picking strawberries maybe, as it will make you feel chilled, relaxed and happy all at once. Nice.
Oh, Chris Cully, what do you think of Pond, my friend?
I'd rather not, if I can. I had never heard of Pond. It's a shame that I now have heard of Pond. Apparently I don't like Australian synth rock music, which wasn't a question I needed answering, but now I've had it answered. Great, good, I know, and we can move on. I think one of the things that I wrote down in my notes and the Trisha is just kind of floaty. There's the electronic. If you like it, great, fine. I don't. Elf Bar Blues, I'm going to single out as the single biggest waste of time I think I've ever heard. I just don't get it. It might just be me, but no. The one thing I will say, this actually got a score from me because of Solo. It is the only song that I think is worth any merit at all. But that song was actually pretty good. The rest of it, yeah, I'm not even going to, pick strawberries to it. I'd rather listen to Slipknot while I'm doing that.
Yeah, this was... There was something there, then there was not something there, then there was something there, there was not something there, and the album just kind of meandered into something that was either I wanted to like it, but I didn't really like it. It was I can't even remember Solo, so it couldn't have been that great. But it was just okay. It was inoffensive. It was all right. It was just, for me, an okay. Definitely not my cup of tea. For something that I would go back to.
I took a little bit of offence from it. Sorry, guys, I took a little bit of offence. So it wasn't quite inoffensive. But...
to most people, it was inoffensive. Just okay. I'm just not my cup of tea, but I didn't hate it. But there we go. Right, okay, let's find out our scores. Will they? Doesn't look like they go to, but will they go
I think if we were picking blackberries, it might be all right. But we're strawberry pickers, so we didn't like it.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Ian. A bit fruity, but thank you. Okay, Dave. What did you think? What is your rating for the Pond?
1.5, and that was based on one song alone.
Fair enough. Ian.
I gave this 2.5.
Paul.
I give it 2.
Trish.
I gave it 3.
Chris.
I gave it 1.5, and as Dave said, for one song or one song alone.
I give it a 2.5 as well. So there we go. Chris, we're going to drop your 1.5. I decided between you and Dave, we're going to drop your 1.5. 2.3 average, 388th of the year. It's not going to get much replay by us, but.
Which is a shame, because that was officially the 400th album, I do believe.
You're right, it was officially the 400th album that we have reviewed. Actually, it's the 401st album that we've reviewed. Yeah, because we've got 3 more, and that's 404.
Oh, it's the Mystery.
Right, never mind. But thank you very much. Right, okay, thank you very much. Do you agree? What did you think of the Pond? If you do listen to it, please leave your comments below. And hey, why not like and subscribe? Thank you very much to my wonderful panel, to Dave, to Ian, to Paul, to Trish, and to Chris. Thank you. Keep on rocking, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.